So we're back for another episode of love and how we can build it and grow it in our society. So we have a responsibility to humanity to ensure that it does work. We know that we want to prosper. We know in our lives we want peace. We want to feel safe in our society, and we want to feel fulfilled. That's something that is a definite byproduct of doing good things. That we feel fulfilled, and we feel that we are contributing to the big picture, the global picture of humanity, of all mankind. Now, we could be selfish about that and say, well, we only want to have the United States do well, and that we have all the peace and prosperity in the world, and we don't concern ourselves with what the other part of the world is doing. But that is not what love is all about. Love is by design connected. The love that I exhibit here in New York is the same that people from China, India, Pakistan, Siberia, anywhere on this world, from the sub-Saharan desert to the plateaus of Australia and Tanzania. It's important that we all do well. And when we all do well, we should feel good about it. Think about it. If your love that makes you happy in your part of the world, makes your family strong, together, doing well financially, that you feel secure in your home, that you have confidence in your political leaders, that you have confidence in your, for lack of a better term, religious leaders. And I say lack of a better term because I don't know if religion is something that is doing the job that it is intending to do. Now, I don't want you to be against me and my ideas because I'm saying this, but we have to understand that love transcends religions. It does. Because one thing about religion, it assigns blame for being incorrect in your beliefs. That is a problem. That creates isolationism. It isolates us. And love unites us. So there's a, contradiction that is going to prevent us from being able to apply love powerfully around the world. Now, it's best to apply your love locally, around you, your family, among your friends, within your colleagues, within your circle. If you're a prisoner in prison, to your fellow prisoners and to the guards, even you, a prisoner, have an obligation to love. Because love will inject itself anywhere and everywhere. It is not barred from any place, despite of what certain individuals believe. Love puts us all on the same level or plane of operation. Well, it should. It should. We believe that all men were created equal, and we believe that because God said so. God said we were all equal. And that's why we believe that, for the most part. Because like I've lived 67 years, and I noticed that everything doesn't fit neatly in a box. There are exceptions and there are variations to everything. But if we want to make it work, we want to get along with everybody in our state. We definitely want to get along with people in our country. We don't want to be adversaries with a large portion of our countrymen or fellow citizens in our cities and in our states. That's not the purpose. That's not going to get us to be prosperous. The strategy, our strategy should be building love. First, the only place we could really build love is in ourselves. I mean, we would like to spread the word, the concept of love throughout the world. But if we can't even get it to spread within our being, it will be impossible. So we have to work on our individual self. Now, how do we receive love? Well, as a child, when you're born, and normally your parents see you for the first time, you have an advantage that they will automatically have a high devotion to you, right? They will favor you over all others. And that's the basics of love. It has always been said that children is the prime way to learn of love. Because even in a marriage, in the best of marriages, where both people do become one and act as one, and when they have children, they act together to raise that child the best they can to produce a good human being. That is the ideal of humanity. To give your offspring every advantage of emotional support and feeling safe and secure in the family unit. Now, it doesn't always work out that way, obviously, because the basics of love is not in your heart. Now, why do I say it has to be in your heart? Well, the heart is something that has always been thought of as the seat of emotions. And when you analyze it and think about it, you go, wow, why not in the brain? You would think that all logic and reasoning comes from the brain. Why shouldn't love be in the brain? Now, that's a big question. Not easily for me to say this is what it is and you will believe that that's what it is as well as I do. You're going to have a different of opinion. So that's, if we can have a difference of opinion in that basic tenet of humanity, then everything else is subject to contention. So, how do we eliminate this contention and come to a consensus of what we are believing? Now, I'm telling you that love is in the heart, dwells in the heart, emanates from the heart, and you can either accept that as a truth or you can deny it. But think about it, when you deny it, you will have a different result. You won't have the same result as I do because I have certain foundational beliefs that allow love to grow and to be more prevalent in my thoughts and actions. Now that's something that humanity has not really considered as one society. Right? We're fragmented. You may believe that you are the center of the world. That as long as you are okay, nothing else matters. Now there are some of us that don't believe that. That believe that we're all connected and we all have to somehow participate in each other's success if we want to get to the higher level of where humanity can go. If we all go in different directions, we'll get nowhere. We have to have some kind of mutually agreed direction in which we want to go. And most of us want to go. And a growing number of us want to go. I'm going to bring up a couple of things. The goals of why we want love to be, to grow in our society. We want love to grow in our society so that others will understand what we want. That what they want and what we want is basically the same thing. We want an atmosphere or conditions that allow for peace to flourish. That's one thing that most of us would like. We don't want to live in a contentious place where we're not safe in any particular place, where we could be attacked, kind of lose what we built. Because we're all trying to build for the future, right? We want to build our families, we want to build our education, we want to build our assets so that we can have a better future. And we should understand that everybody else has that same need. We all have a need to have a home. We all have the need to be, have food and clean water and sanitation. That we want to all have a network of support with friends, family, and when necessary, government. I unfortunately believe that government, although it can be well-meaning, is not the answer, unfortunately. Love is the answer. Government can have very bad people in its administrations that don't have the best of interests for you. Just because somebody's in a government doesn't make them a good person that wants to contribute to the good of humanity. Sad to say, but it's true. Recently, some human trafficking networks have been exposed, and it's large scale. It's throughout the United States and most probably around the world. But when you think about it, when there's human trafficking going on in my home city of New York, and you would say, wow, slavery was eliminated over 100 and some odd years ago. Why is it still hiding in the corners of our society? Who hides it? Can somebody have a slave, somebody that's being held against their will to serve others? You would say, oh, no, that's not possible here in New York. But it's damn well possible. And there are people hiding it, enabling it to happen. And unfortunately, it has to be people within law enforcement and government that enable it to happen. So if they are, to that level, complicit with human trafficking and slavery, do you think, and that's like one of the highest crimes of humanity, what do you think about trafficking of drugs and theft of government assets to enrich themselves? That's an easy one. And in all cases, lying to conceal all of them. So again, going back to the lie, we need to eliminate that lie. Humanity needs to eliminate the lie, or the ability to lie. I don't want it to be possible for some leader on any level, executive or legislative or local or state government, to come in front of us and lie to us, and having to deal with the consequences of their lies, and having to deal with it. That's a big thing. It's beyond religion. Wouldn't you say that? It's beyond religion. Because religion, government, economics, industry, corporations, they all have a similar makeup organizationally, that ultimately, to either a large degree or a small degree, want to uh, enslave us. And that's a terrible thing. But we have to expose it for what it is. And we can't close our eyes to that truth. Closing our eyes to the truth steals our ability to extract the power of love that is necessary to combat the evil that goes around us, because love is not strong enough to combat it. Strong has to be super powerful, and it has to be ultimately very ethical, truthful. It has to be above board. There are some that say that the advent of AI may help us in this. Because ultimately, I believe that as corporations, major multinational corporations get more powerful and realize that they can market an AI system that can eliminate the lying factor of humans. Right? Businesses are going to implement AI in the functions of their businesses because they could control the truth factor in their businesses. Like recently, the progressive political movement in our country has been pushing for higher wages for entry-level employees in fast food and other industries that take new employees, and they want to pay them $20, $30 an hour, and it destroys the business model and the profit motive of business. And when you kill the profit motivation of a business, you lose talent and you lose competency. Because a well-running corporate entity is not a bad thing to have. To have an organization that deals with food manufacture and distribution, and is honest and efficient, and if they do it with a good heart, they are able to compensate fairly those that work for the organization and provide opportunities for advancement and at some point finding a better way to do things and starting their own companies. And we have to protect that. It's not a bad thing. I know that the communist model and the socialist model believes that, that everybody's greedy, the billionaires are greedy, millionaires are greedy, and they're not completely wrong, but they're not completely right either. Because the profit motive is a powerful motive. Right? If I don't want to work harder to get more, the alternative is to work less and do less and everybody in the organization suffers. That's the problem with socialist and communist organizations. Unless you have a high position in government where you can live the upper economic lifestyle, which means being able to travel, having a nice home, having a nice car, being able to have a wife, children, college for children. It all costs, right? Now, if you're not willing to do anything, if you're never interested in, never made yourself interested in education, being proficient at anything in which you can extract value from your career, it's not going to happen. And if you don't motivate yourself to do that, who's going to do that? You got to do that. You got to want to do it. You got to want to educate yourself. You want to innovate. You want to find a better way to do things. That's how you move ahead. But in communist and the socialist circles, you got a lot of people that hide within the system. The same thing in government, even in democratic nations. There are people that hide within large systems. There are people that do good work, and there are a lot of people that do mediocre work. And since they're in an organization that doesn't hold them accountable, don't look at their output, they hide. And we can sustain so many of those type of individuals. And at some point, we can't. Imagine if we just keep hiring more and more people in the United States, creating more levels of bureaucracy. We wind up with situations like California, right? Where you can't do anything unless you get approval by so many boards and bureaus and regulatory layers, that it becomes very difficult to do things. California is a prime example where they feel that they have the answers. And we know that no one has the answers. No one really does have all the answers. And when people higher up decide, oh, we need to do this, and you got to pay for it, and you got no choice, and you can't opt out of the system easy, then you have problems, and you have growing problems, and then they compound themselves, because now you got a system where you got so much bureaucracy that to get anything done, it costs you more to get it done. And as you've got more people that have political clout that want to protect their end of the deal, very few things get done. And that's a problem in state government, city government, and definitely federal government. Well, we got to fix our own area. We got to fix New York City. The New Yorkers got to somehow fix New York City. The people in California got to fix California. The people of the United States got to make sure that the United States continues working well. We can't have corrupt, evil organizations working alongside corrupt governments Not only do we have a corrupt government, we have corrupt organizations and maybe even corrupt corporations. And then on top of that, we got corrupt individuals. That's a lot. We can't carry all those burdens and be okay and have a prosperous future for humanity and the overall. That's the overall picture. So this, I talked about a lot of things. Hopefully, you could mull them in your head. But the key factor is love and truth in love. You can't lie about love and expect it to be powerful. Try it. Try it both ways. Try a little truth with your love and your normal weak, pathetic examples of love and see how well that works. See if it gives you a strong family. See if it gives you lasting friendships. See if it gives you satisfaction in your heart, that you feel good about what you do. And then say, yeah, I know that I am a good man. I'm a good woman. I'm a good person. I want everybody to be okay, not just me. I want everybody to have water to drink. I want everybody to have electricity to do what they need to do in their households. Whether it's to hear music, power amplifiers, power recording equipment to record songs and music, record jokes and entertainment. Because ultimately, humans need to be entertained. Now, bringing entertainment into this now, and we go, wow, how does entertainment get involved? Well, it does. It does. Because being entertained allows us to express something that other things cannot express. Like when you see a good movie or a good play, or you see a good musical performance, or hear a good comedy act, it makes you feel good. It unlocks doors to creativity, to possibilities that perhaps you would not be exposed to without entertainment. It's like in a relationship, right? If you never feel passion, an intense, powerful emotion, like when you hug somebody, passionate kissing, sexual intimacy, until you feel those things, there are other things that will not be able to see certain things. It's like when you see a relationship flourish to the point where you go, yes, I want to have a child with this person and I want to commit to this person. That doesn't always happen. But it does happen. People actually still learn somebody, get to know somebody, grow a relationship, and decide to make a plan with that person, to make a commitment, to share life with somebody and have children and raise them, educate them, watch them grow, see grandchildren be born, and see your life conclude with a vast display of what you have achieved with your love. Those things are possible. They will always be possible. And don't think that because it doesn't happen and by design, certain powers that be want to eliminate it from the human possibility. Because there are people that don't want marriage to work, unfortunately. There are people out there that don't want your children to be educated. They don't want your children to be respectful. They don't want to see order in our cities. They want to see homelessness. They want to see anger between people. I don't know why. It ain't because God and goodness is wanting that to happen. So okay, that's another. I can't take this no further without getting going into all kind of other things because it's a very complicated situation. But love makes it simple. Keep that in your mind. Keep that in the back of the mind. Keep that at the forefront of your mind. That love is the answer. And once you come to that conclusion and decide to get proficient at love, then we have a shot. Until next time.